These are the speaking activities that we have prepared for you guys. We have one for beginners, one for intermediate, and one for advanced students. I hope you guys like it. For beginner students, we have the clap clap game. The students will sit in a circle and clap 3 times. The person whose turn is it should say a word that hasn't been said before in the category that we are practicing. For example, months, job, countries, or colors on the 4th beat. The exercise will continue until somebody says something that has been said before or there is a pause that is too long because we ran out of words. So let's see the example. We're going to use 2 topics for our examples, fruits and colors. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Apple.
Peaches.
Banana.
Pear.
Watermelon.
Kiwi.
Pineapple.
Tomato.
Avocado.
Pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yes?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Orange.
Blue.
Green.
Yellow.
Brown.
Red.
Light blue.
Black.
Purple.
White.
Fuchsia.
Black.
For our intermediate students, we have an activity called the Mole People. So this activity is a variation of the ever popular Desert Island game, where the students work in groups and choose 5 items that they would take with them to survive on a deserted island. You can play the island version, but who wants to live in a tropical island by themselves? In this version, we're going to explain to our students that they're going to live in an underground deserted subway tunnel in New York, and they have to choose 5 things to take with them as a group, not individually, to survive. Once each group has chosen their items, stage a debate so that we can decide which group would survive the longest with the things that they have. No one wins the debate, but it encourages conversation among the groups and the people on the class. Here's an example of how we can do this activity. I'm going to do it with individual teams of 1 person, just for the sake of the example. So these are my 5 things. First, a knife to defend myself from other people. Lighter fluid to make fire even if it might be wet around. I can find like rocks or something. Y con lighter fluid I can prender fuego. Then I put a jumbo can of tuna so I can have food and I can eat a little bit of tuna every day. Then I put a blanket because it's underground, so it's gonna be cold. So I made a blanket. And I put my phone to be, because in my phone I can have my how do you say focal? A flashlight. And I can entertain myself as well when I'm bored. And I will just use it a little bit at the time every day, so that it doesn't para que no se apague.
Okay. That's it?
Sí.
Okay, I have water filter, so I can filter the water.
Okay.
Rechargeable flashlight, the one is like,
Yes.
so I always have lights and it's rechargeable.
Uh-huh.
A metal bat. I don't know, it's a metal bat. I prefer metal because it's stronger. Knife, so I can cut things, good people. I don't know. And a backpack with a lot of bags because I need to carry everything. That's my list.
Okay. You got a knife as well.
We all have a knife.
Just in case I need to defend myself from you. I have a lighter as well, and I have wood, just in case I need to use them. Also a lantern if I need light. And you don't have water. What are you gonna drink? So I have water, and those are my 5 things: knife, lighter, lantern, water, and wood.
Okay, so I have a knife and a lighter fluid so I can cook things, and I have my tuna so I have food, but I don't have any water.
Okay.
Do you have food?
I don't have food, but I have water. Well, I have a water filter, so I always will have clean water because underground there's water always. And I don't have food, but I have a bat and a knife, so I can fight for my food. And I always have lights because it's very dark, so I can at least escape easier because I can see in case there's danger. And I'm not strong, so I have everything on my backpack. It's easier. So
That's good.
I think it's useful.
I have the knife as well, so we can fight for that tuna. I have a lighter. I don't know, what can I do with that? Well, we can cook the tuna. Lantern. Well, I'm the only one with wood, so you don't have anything to make that fire. I have lantern. Well, and I have water. I'm the only one with water. And
With actual water.
with actual water. And you have a mobile, but you don't have the charger.
How are you going to charge your phone?
I will use it just a little bit and I will not use it for a long time, so
Is it a new phone?
it's a new phone,
Okay.
so it's going to stay on, and that way if something is happening that we don't know, then I have a way of communication
Okay, that's a
to
good
know
point.
if we can go out.
But we're on a subway.
There's no signal in subways.
There's no signal.
You don't
And there's
know
no
that.
water
Yes, there's
Yes,
water.
there water.
on the floor.
Yes.
See?
Okay.
Like leaking.
There's always leaking water in the
Okay.
subways. That's why I wanted to
Okay.
filter that water.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of rats too.
Yeah,
But you have a bat.
I think
you can kill them.
I can kill them. I think Johannan's is better because he has something to keep himself hot,
Mhm.
water,
Mhm.
and to defend himself.
Yeah. And to
Yeah.
kill, you can kill a rat with the knife and then cook it
Mm-hmm.
over the wood.
Okay. I have food. That's why.
Yeah, I think his is better.
Yeah.
I don't know. This last activity is for advanced students and it's called chain storytelling. In this activity, the students will tell personal stories which will be prompted by pictures that the teacher is going to supply. For this activity, we are going to need some material like cut up pictures of different objects, activities, or animals selected randomly. We are going to have to place the cards scattered on the floor in the middle of the classroom, and the students are going to go around and pick one of the cards up from the floor, which they think makes them remember something of the following: a memorable event in their lives, a positive or negative past experience or recent experience, or a story about a friend, family member, or acquaintance that would like to share with others. The students then must go around the classroom and find another classmate and ask them their story and share their story as well. They have to remember the stories of each. They have to make sure they ask their questions, and they shouldn't be taking more than 2 minutes each. The students must also exchange photos and find another classmate to talk to and tell them the story that their previous classmate told them, not the one they created themselves. Then they swap pictures again and they move to somebody else reporting what the other person told them. It's like a broken phone but with stories. To finish the activity, we round them up and we ask them what were the interesting stories they were all talking about. I think this is a good activity for breaking the ice, especially in new classmates or new classroom activities, and obviously with advanced students of the language. Here's an example of how we can do the activity.
Okay, tell me.
So I'm going to tell you a story about something that I've been thinking about recently. So recently I've been wanting to buy myself a car because I feel like I could be more independent. I already had a car, but I had to sell it because I really needed the money at that time. But now that I think about it, I think of all the things that I could do every single day if I had a car. And all the money that I would save in taxis and Uber if I had my own transportation. So that's something that's happened to me recently. I am really afraid of driving because I feel like everybody in Costa Rica is kind of crazy on the streets. So I've been really thinking about it, and someday I'll be brave enough to actually take the risk and get a car again. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me your story.
My story would be, I got a phone here. So basically, I went on last Saturday with my family. We were very well, like sharing time each other, and we were like taking photos, and I was with my cell phone, and I was joking with my cousins, and I don't know how, but my cell phone just fell from my hand and fell on broke brakes, and it and got like broke a little bit on the screen. So yeah, it was last Saturday, and right now I'm a little bit sad because of that situation. It's expensive if I need to change that screen, but that would be my story. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you Lily's story.
Okay.
Lily was thinking about buying a new car because it's gonna be like easier for her in order to go into the job, the transportation, basically because I'm sorry, she is paying a lot of money with Ubers, taxis, I don't know. So she was thinking about buying a new car. She told me as well that she had a car, but well, then she bought that car because was scared as well, because everybody here in Costa Rica is like crazy when is like driving something like that. So, but right now she's like a little bit sad because wants that car back, or wants to buy a new car in order to get easier transportation to their job, or well, every place that she wants to go. It would be basically Lily's story.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you my story. My story is about my dog. My dog is very cute, and he is a little poodle dog, a mini toy. So we like to take him to the beach sometimes, and he hates the pelicans. So whenever we were at the beach and there were a lot of pelicans flying around, he would chase them, but he wouldn't go in the water. So he would start running all along the beach, like until we can barely see him. We could see a little bit of him. And then when the pelicans came back, then he came back running next to them and barking at them at the beach. Basically, he hates birds. So there was this other time when we were there and there was a herd pigeon, and we were trying to save it, but then Cookie kept coming to try and bite the pigeon and kill it. And the poor pigeon had like a little broken wing, and we were trying to help it and take it somewhere else, and Cookie kept coming behind us trying to take the pigeon and bite it to kill it. And I was like, Cookie, don't. So yeah, my story is basically about my dog, and he hates birds. So now we're going to tell each other's stories.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell Lily's story, which is what Johanan told me.
Okay.
So Johanan told me that you were trying to buy a car, and that you want a car because you now have to spend a lot of money in transportation, in taxis and Uber, and all of those types of things that are a big chunk of what you have to pay. And he told me that you used to have a car, but that you sold it. And now you regret that decision because you wish you still have the car, and now you actually have to invest more money in buying a new car. And yeah, basically that's the story.
That's right.
Great. So now Lily, tell us Johanna's story.
Okay, so Johanan told me that last Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, he was with his family and having a fun time with his cousins, and they were like joking around, and suddenly his phone fell off his hand and fell on a brick, and it's a new phone, and that he feels very sad because the screen broke a little bit, and that's a lot of money to repair, and it's a new phone, and it's an expensive one, so that he feels very bummed out about that happening last weekend. That's very sad.
Yes. Okay. Steph's stories, it would be basically that her dog, what is the name? Cookie. Hate birds, all type of birds. Basically, they went to the beach, and Steph likes to see when Cookie run behind the pelicans for a whole along the beach, and then when Cookie came back, also told me that there was like what is the name of that?
Pigeon?
A pigeon, and that Cookie bit it and broke her wind, and they keep the pigeon and try to save him, to save it, and that's gonna be basically the story about Cookie's hates birds.